With UFL new ownership, Mike Rapole reporting today that one team at least will be moving to Columbus, Ohio, which has been confirmed for relocation for the 2026 season. We just don't know what team yet. At this point, my guess would be either Memphis or Houston, even if Michigan was to relocate not the brand, not the Panthers, but a team in general with the coaching staff and players. I would find it very odd that a league, knowing the rivalry between an Ohio team and a Michigan team is so strong, especially in Columbus, that they would not do that. But anyways, so now that we have Columbus, Ohio confirmed as a location that the UFL will be playing at in 2025, this article comes to us from Axios, who has also confirmed the correct place they will be playing. New pro football team will play at historic Crew Stadium. This article by Andrew King with Axios. The United football team is coming to Columbus next year and will play in the former home of the Crew, the league has confirmed to Axios. State of the play, the UFL, and it goes over the UFL is a professional league that began last year and was born out of a merger between the XFL and USFL. And then kind of talks about there. But it says here that the intrigue, ESPN reported Thursday, which we read to you in the last video, the team would play at lower.com field, the current home of the Crew. Yes, but the UFL and Crew, the ownership of the Crew, have confirmed to Axios that the new team, and I can confirm that too personally, I have reached out to some people I know with the league, have said the exact same thing. The new team will instead play at historic Crew Stadium, where the Crew played until 2021. Again, more details about the franchise will be provided at a future date, UFL spokesperson Mike Wade told us. Now, we can go back to essentially what Mike Rapole said in many interviews he's done so far today about becoming a new owner, part of the owners with the UFL, and that, of course, being the fact that we will hear something in the next 30 days with the relocations of at least two teams, but it could be all four, or it could be four teams. Now, we have heard it's the USFL conference. That's what's been reported the last couple weeks. It's what we've reported on the channel, but in a lot of his wording, he does state that it could be any team in the league. I would assume, obviously, not St. Louis. That was one place he was talking about being pretty good. Same with DC. But again, any other team, I guess, could be on the table. But I think we know where we're going with what was rumored and stuff like that. So the UFL's choice to host games at historic Crew Stadium is a further testament to the first-class fan experience at our venue and advances our commitment to bringing unique major events to Columbus that highlight our city and promote economic impact in the region. Crew spokesperson Rob McBurnett told Axios in a statement. Previously, Columbus has been home to the Arena Football League's Destroyers and Thunderbolts, as well as the World League of American Football's Ohio Glory. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Arena Football, if I'm not, the Garage Beer for the Arena League, I think is also going to be in Columbus. I could be wrong. Maybe not. I'm thinking, trying to think this through. Oh, it's in Missouri. Sorry. Wrong thing. Anyways, without further ado or whatnot, this goes to lead into introducing historic Crew Stadium. If you are not aware of it, it is actually a stadium that on my previous channel that I had for the UFL, I had actually talked about, because it is a location that's been talked throughout time, from the XFL in 2023, USFL 2023 and beyond. And then, of course, with the merger, Columbus, Ohio has always been a location that the league has looked to expand into, or whatever the case may be. Now we're learning that it will be part of relocation. But historic Crew Stadium, previously known as Columbus Crew Stadium and Mapfre Stadium, is a soccer-specific stadium in Columbus, Ohio. It primarily served as the home of the Columbus Crew of the Major League Soccer from 1999 until 2021, when the team moved to Lower.com Field. Historic Crew Stadium is the current home of the Crew's training facility, the Ohio Health Performance Center, and MLS Next Pro team, Columbus Crew 2. One thing to note, I went through and looked at Columbus Crew 2's schedule from this year and last year. During the time frame that the UFL's current schedule goes through, which is the end of March up until June, there is only 3 home games that the MLS Next Pro team Columbus Crew 2 played at the historic Crew Stadium during that time frame. This means this is a very, very good thing for the UFL because it could essentially open the door to having a wide open schedule where they are not dealing with conflicts that we have seen with venues in the past. They can also work some kind of agreement out that if the Ohio team makes it to the playoffs, that they can actually have a playoff game in that home stadium, which is absolutely great to hear. Historic Crew Stadium is also the site of a variety of additional events in amateur and professional soccer, American football, lacrosse, and rugby, and is the regular site for outdoor concerts due to the permanent stage in the north end zone of the stadium. Currently, right now, the capacity originally started out as 22,555, and that was until 2008. In 2008 to 2015, it went down to 20,145. And then from 2015 to 2021, which I assume is when they installed that permanent stage in the stadium or whatnot for concerts and things like that, at that point it went down to 19,968. This is a great target for the UFL in that stadium because this is kind of mimicking the whole Audi Field experience. The stadium is very small. It's a very awesome looking stadium. I think it works very well. Whether they were going to Lower.com Stadium or, of course, the historic Crew Stadium, either one worked very well for what his plans were with the league and wanting attendance and things like that. This could, obviously, with this much kind of like free, I guess you could say, free marketing that the league kind of has now done by putting the word out there that Columbus is getting a UFL team in 2026. And with a potential announcement of that, which we've heard will come in the next 30 days, this opens the door by September 1st that they could have season tickets at least on sale or up ready to go. So that would help grow that franchise. Now, of course, we don't know what team would be moving there. We don't know what the name would be. You would think that would also come out very quick as well, because I don't know if you really want to put out maybe just the name of the team. I don't know if you need the logo and all that, maybe a small version logo of it. I do not believe that any of the 4 teams that are rumored with the USFL division, the Stallions, the Showboats, the Roughnecks, or essentially the Panthers, none of those teams do I believe will be in historic Crew Stadium playing with that name and with that team name and overall like branding. I do think that we will get a full brand new name for this team. And I do think that realistically, they will get away from using a former USFL team or former XFL team name in this Ohio. I think it'll be a brand new identity and new team altogether, which I'm in favor of. We need something new, essentially, to kind of spark interest and to get UFL to have its own identity if they are 100% moving away from the USFL and XFL branding, which kind of seems like it because there wasn't much of that within his press release or what he has said about the league, other than how the league became the UFL and things like that. Outside of there, I think that's the big part here. So again, historic Crew Stadium, it opened May 15th, 1999, and has been around since then. It would cost $28.5 million construction. It'd be $53.8 million in today's world. And just overall, it could work very well for the UFL, which has already been updated essentially on Wikipedia that they'll be hosting there. But the overall ownership and things like that, what's interesting is that the address of the stadium, which the Crew colors are black and gold. So maybe we get a team that represents that exact same color scheme potentially. That kind of depends. I kind of think of maybe the Maulers are now in Ohio. We know they played in Canton. I have heard recently that there is no plans whatsoever from local media in Pittsburgh that the UFL would ever revive the Pittsburgh Maulers or come to Pittsburgh is what I'm hearing. So maybe this is an opportunity that I'm not saying like, I know I just said they need to create their own identity, but with the black and gold color scheme, it could work. But if we are going with a new team altogether, it'd be interesting to see if they did a black and gold color when the address is 1 Black and Gold Boulevard, where the stadium is, and that's the kind of color scheme that the Crew 2 and the Crew have in MLS and the league that's currently there with the Columbus Crew 2. So again, very interesting news here. I think that essentially riding that wave of free advertisement right now, getting people amped up for the league in Columbus and in Ohio is a huge thing. And I am curious, this may be somewhere that I attend during the 2026 season. But we'll see. We'll see what other teams potentially come out of this. But stay tuned to the channel. Make sure, as I pointed out in another video, 73% of you are watching the videos and are not subscribed. And you may not even know that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below or when it pops up on the screen here shortly, and check out all the other videos today that dropped with the new ownership and what the expectations of the league and goal is over 10 years for the UFL. We'll see you back here on the flip side. Have a great one, everyone.